Stunning allegations of collusion with an alleged gang leader wanted for a heist, and at the center of it all, the officer in charge of the Criminal Investigation Department. Good evening, everyone. I'm Janaea Noel. Thanks so much for joining us. Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson has agreed to be placed on administrative leave as investigations proceeding into several voice notes that flooded social media today, the contents of which have caused an uproar online and also within the ranks of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. It's alleged that several individuals were negotiating a deal for the accused persons to be cleared of those charges. While the Commissioner of Police, Clayton Fernander, addressing the matter today through a press release, he sought to assure the public that the Royal Bahamas Police Force takes these allegations very seriously and said, quote, "We are committed to maintaining the highest standards of integrity and professionalism within the ranks." Arlington Ritchie Jr. joining me live in studio tonight with the latest on this. Linton?
That's right. Good evening, Janaea. 5 voice notes circulated in media last night has put the integrity of the Royal Bahamas Police Force under a microscope, as it is alleged that Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson was reportedly discussing a deal with a man known to police and a lawyer to have the accused cleared of the charges that police would have put him before the courts for. The voice notes began with the purported voice of Johnson suggesting to the accused that they should meet in person.
And listen to what I saying. Why don't they, let's talk, man. Let's talk. Real talk.
That's what they doing now. That's what I saying. What you saying?
Why I talk to them and talk. Just talking, but just saying talk.
You gotta say something.
Yeah, but I can't. Man, listen. I can't say what I want to say on the board, but I can't say what I want to say.
Alleged corruption within the Royal Bahamas Police Force following the leak of a series of voice notes allegedly involving a high-ranking police officer, purported gang leader now deceased, Michael Fox Jr., and a lawyer. It is purported that all parties involved wanted to meet in person to discuss a payout to have those wanted for an alleged heist that took place in November 2023 cleared. The alleged lawyer explaining the price that will have to be paid.
You can sit down for 5 days. You're straight. They wouldn't even send you to court.
What they saying? They bill less.
I being real with you now. He tell me he want what?
Yeah.
He want what?
The accused ensuring with the alleged lawyer that the $100,000 that the high-ranking officer is charging him will grant him full immunity.
So what's just but them why would they get posts up? They need to start taking them down. At least I can talk to them anyhow. With them wanted posts and with the wanted post stuff.
Yeah, but they ain't gonna officially do it that you step in. That's the real. That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is you want everything covered, you and him. That's what you're talking about.
Man, that's supposed to cover me and him.
The alleged lawyer confirms.
So when he's saying now?
He said that'll be straight every day. You know what I mean? That'll be over. Everything will be mash.
However, those involved expressed the urgency of having the deal sealed.
So this is a good time to deal now, because your boy off the island, the commissioner. And so come in, say he fly out today. He just saying that just to make music, niggas can't put no pressure on him. He's basically in charge of the operation.
In the final leaked voice message, it is alleged that the now deceased Fox confirms the deal with the high-ranking officer.
Everything's smooth. What I can go round up, you see? All right then. Yeah.
Before the voice notes were leaked, it is purported that the alleged gang leader, now deceased Michael Fox Jr., made references throughout the conversation about 2 wanted flyers with him and another man. Since then, both him and the other male 28-year-old Dino Smith has been killed. Dino Smith met his demise on Prince Charles Drive at a stoplight where him and another female were ambushed by gunmen when they were killed in their vehicle. Michael Fox Jr. meeting his demise less than 4 months later as he was ambushed by gunmen where they riddled his car, his black Acura, with bullets. Now, Janaea, this is a story we are continuing to follow. I'm Linton Ritchie Jr. sending it back to you at the desk.
The story continuing to take an unlikely twist. Eyewitness News understands that the security company in question, where those funds were stolen from during the heist, belongs to a former police officer who reportedly told sources close to the matter that his company experienced significant loss and reputational damage, adding that they were also told that police were allegedly involved in planning that attack. Again, as we said, it's a story we are continuing to follow. The story continuing stunning to take allegations an of collusion with an
Eyewitness
alleged gang leader wanted for a heist, and at the center of it all, the officer in charge of the Criminal Investigation Department. Good evening, everyone. I'm Janaea Nawal. Thanks so much for joining us. Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson has agreed to be placed on administrative leave as investigations proceeding into several voice notes that flooded social media today, the contents of which have caused an uproar online and also within the ranks of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. It's alleged that several individuals were negotiating a deal for the accused persons to be cleared of those charges. Well, the Commissioner of Police, Clayton Fernander, addressing the matter today through a press release, he sought to assure the public that the Royal Bahamas Police Force takes these allegations very seriously and said, quote, "We are committed to maintaining the highest standards of integrity and professionalism within the ranks." Arlington Ritchie Jr. joining me live in studio tonight with the latest on this. Linton?
That's right. Good evening, Janaea. 5 voice notes circulated in media last night has put the integrity of the Royal Bahamas Police Force under a microscope, as it is alleged that Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson was reportedly discussing a deal with a man known to police and a lawyer to have the accused cleared of the charges that police would have put him before the courts for. The voice notes began with the purported voice of Johnson suggesting to the accused that they should meet in person.
And listen to what I saying. Why don't they, let's talk, man. Let's talk. Real talk.
That's what they doing now. That's what I saying. What you saying?
Oh, I talk to them, talk. Just talking, but this ain't talk.
You gotta say something.
Yeah, but I can't, man, listen. I can't say what I want to say on the board, but I can't say what I want to say.
Alleged corruption within the Royal Bahamas Police Force following the leak of a series of voice notes allegedly involving a high-ranking police officer, purported gang leader now deceased, Michael Fox Jr., and a lawyer. It is purported that all parties involved wanted to meet in person to discuss a payout to have those wanted for an alleged heist that took place in November 2023 cleared. The alleged lawyer explaining the price that will have to be paid.
You can sit down for 5 days. You're straight. They wouldn't even send you to court.
What they saying? They bel-airs.
I being real with you now. He tell me he want what?
Yeah.
He want what?
The accused ensuring with the alleged lawyer that the $100,000 that the high-ranking officer is charging him will grant him full immunity.
So what just but them why would they get posts up? They need to start taking them down. At least I can talk to them anyhow. With them wanted posts with the wanted poster.
Yeah, but they ain't gonna officially do it till you step in. That's the real. So they saying. So what I'm saying is you want everything covered, you and him. That's what you're talking about.
Man, that's supposed to cover me and them.
The alleged lawyer confirms.
So what he's saying now?
He said, that'll be straight every day. You know what I mean? That'll be over. Everything will be mush.
However, those involved expressed the urgency of having the deal sealed.
So this is a good time to deal now, because your boy off the island, the commissioner. And so, come in, say he fly out today. He just saying that just to make you niggas can't put no pressure on him. He basically in charge of the operation.
In the final leaked voice message, it is alleged that the now deceased Fox confirms the deal with the high-ranking officer.
Everything's smooth. What I can do, I can go round up, you see?
All right then.
Yeah.
Before the voice notes were leaked, it is purported that the alleged gang leader, now deceased Michael Fox Jr., made references throughout the conversation about two wanted flyers with him and another man. Since then, both him and the other male 28-year-old Dino Smith has been killed. Dino Smith met his demise on Prince Charles Drive at a stoplight where him and another female were ambushed by gunmen when they were killed in their vehicle. Michael Fox Jr. meeting his demise less than 4 months later as he was ambushed by gunmen where they riddled his car, his black Acura, with bullets. Now, Janaea, this is a story we are continuing to follow. I'm Linton Ritchie Jr. sending it back to you at the desk.
We know you're watching. We can feel you. We know that you are afraid. Afraid of us. You're afraid of change. You're afraid of what happens when the Bahamian people find out that you've lied to them. I'm going to hang up this phone, and we are going to tell them everything. We are going to tell them who they are and what you took from them. Change is not coming. Change is here.
Fellow Bahamians, you have been lied to. You have been told that you are poor, that you have no wealth and no resources. You have been told that your natural resources are worth nothing. You've been told that even if you had natural resources that only the wealthy could afford to mine and process it. While you were struggling to survive, they were secretly shipping billions of tons of your natural resources out of the country. It's time to learn the truth. It's time to end this myth. There is a dangerous cohort called the oligarchs. They have been using your beloved politicians as puppets to do their bidding. To distract you with rallies, handouts and jobs while they ran off with your riches. So the question is, how do you get your resources out of the hands of the oligarchs and into the hands of the Bahamian people? It's easier than you think. Today, I have come as the bearer of good news. And that is that change is not coming, change is here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome, welcome, welcome. It's always good to spend my Sunday evenings with you, educating you about what's going on in the Bahamas and hearing from you about what's going on in our Bahamas. Ladies and gentlemen, we decided to do this show today because we cannot let this conversation go dead. Whenever the government finds itself in trouble or in a sticky situation, they started to talk about marijuana and marijuana legislation to distract everyone from the conversation. And once we saw that happening, we realized that we had to make sure this conversation doesn't go away because this is serious, and nothing is more important than making sure that we eradicate corruption, because we are having some crisis in our country. We have a crime crisis, and if senior police officers are contributing to this crisis, if lawyers are contributing to this crisis, then we have a serious problem that needs to be fixed. And we're not going to let this be swept under the rug, and we're not going to let our people be distracted by political tricks. And so I want to start this today by letting you know that we will also be broadcasting from the radio. But we're not broadcasting from the radio. I want you to know that I got so many calls and threats, etc. It was amazing today. I don't know if Mr. Sylvans got those calls. I know that Steve McKinney got a lot of calls. I can't say what his calls entail, but I can tell you what my calls entails. And a couple of those calls included threats to not go live with that gentleman, and 2 calls to be specific. And then there were other calls just to discourage me from having a conversation with this gentleman. Someone says the sound is in and out. Now, whenever you have lives like this that threaten the status quo, they're going to interfere with the live, and so you can expect that. You can expect them to do stuff with the video, with the sound, etc. But we're also broadcasting on our website. So just to let everyone know where we're broadcasting right now, we're broadcasting live on YouTube, on Lincoln Bain's webpage, Bahamian Evolution, and coalitionofindependence.com. We're also broadcasting on all of those Facebook pages. We're also broadcasting today on Instagram, not Twitter today, because Twitter changed their rules. And so we'll be back on there next week. But we're on Instagram, and we're also on LinkedIn. All right. And also on our website, coalitionofindependence.com, you can also see the broadcast live on your device. I haven't checked it to make sure that it is up. But coalitionofindependence.com. And the only thing with coalitionofindependence.com is that when you go there for this broadcast, you won't be able to comment. You'll be able to see the comments because they're in the corner right there, but you won't be able to comment yourself unless you go to one of our social media platforms. Okay, so you can broadcast from any one of those that you choose. Okay, so if they interfere, you can just go to another one. So this is our website, and as you can see right on the front page is coalitionofindependence.com, and once you scroll down, the first thing you will see is that we're broadcasting live on our web page also. And so I just want to do this little introduction, and then I'm going to go ahead and call Sylvans so we can get this started. It bothers me when persons who think that they're in power feel the need to threaten persons in order to maintain that power. I don't know how they don't understand yet that there are certain citizens that are not afraid of them. I am one of them. I've been fighting the status quo in this country for more than 2 decades, for more than 20 years. I've not been afraid of you then, and I'm not afraid of you now. I will never be afraid of you, and I will never cower to corruption and what is going on in this country. Someone asked me, why would you do this? Why would you have a conversation? You want to be prime minister. Why would you have a conversation with this gentleman? We don't know his reputation. He's a bad guy. That's what some people's statement is. Well, the fact of the matter is, politicians associate with bad guys. They associate with the criminals. The politicians are the reason the criminals have power and are doing what they are doing. It's just that they are doing it behind the scenes, and we ignore it and still vote for them. Don't pretend like you didn't see Minnis say that he gets stew fish in his house from a criminal. Don't pretend that you didn't see Michael Pintard having a conversation with criminals and offering them $500,000 to do certain things. Don't pretend that you didn't see that. Don't pretend that you don't see criminals campaigning for these criminals, for these other criminals they call politicians. Don't pretend. But I want to say something to you, and you can take it or you can leave it. You know, our country is in dire need of change. Can we all agree to that? Just trying to line up Silverman's number. Our country is in dire need of change. Do we agree? Our country needs change. And you know, I'm a man who believes in the Bible. And based on my reading the Bible and my studying of the Word, change has never come from the status quo. That means from the people in power, from the people who are benefiting from things the way it is. There has never been one instance of change coming from the status quo. Not for the good. Not changing the status quo. Let me fix that for y'all. God always uses persons who we would feel are unqualified to bring his change. There are many people judging Sylvans, etc. right now. They have a lot to say about Sylvans, about who he is, and that, you know, we shouldn't associate with him. But God always uses these kinds of people. He always uses unqualified people. You know why? Because the qualified person who could bring the change, you know what they're saying? Boy, I don't want to lose this little job. I don't want to lose this little cabinet position. Boy, I got a mortgage, a children in college, but I ain't saying nothing. Hush. And so God always has to go to those people. Not because they're qualified, because he qualifies, but because they have the courage, the people of God's own heart. And so for persons who were telling me that, no, you just shouldn't associate with these people, you know, they might turn on you later and this kind of stuff. Listen, I don't care. If someone is speaking the truth and doing what is right today, I will stand with the truth and the right that they are doing today. Make it clear to you, every single man in the Bible did something wrong. Every man in the Bible did wrong except Jesus. Every one of them. So for those persons who are concerned that, oh, why are you associating with this fella? You're going to give him credibility, etc. If I go by your theory, I cannot entertain Paul, who was a murderer. And God used him. I cannot entertain Moses, who was a murderer, and God used him. Noah, who was a drunkard, God used him. I can go on, but I'm trying to hurry up, cut to the chase. We need more whistleblowers to come out there and speak up to the corruption that's happening in our country. All is not well in our nation. And we cannot allow the subject to be changed. Now, I want to make something else clear. You know, a lot is being said about the police and the police force. I want to make this clear that I do not believe that every person in the police force is corrupt. I do not believe that, and I do not endorse that for 1 second. I believe that there are many good police officers who want to see what is right in our country. I believe that the leadership of the police force is corrupted. I believe that. A friend of the Prime Minister, friends of the Prime Minister was made the leaders of the police force. Money was given to them. And now you can see them doing the Prime Minister's bidding. As a people, we should question these kinds of things. We have a right to question these kinds of things. And there's nothing wrong with that. But is every police officer corrupt? No. But they have leadership that does the bidding of the bad guys. And so where there were wrong targeted to Michael Johnson, for example, he should be held to account. That does not mean that every CID officer is corrupt. But he, being the head of CID, is allegedly corrupt. And this is the problem. So I'm going to reach out now. I just wanted to get that straight so that, we want to know the politicians are going to come back and say, oh, they're attacking the police and he's attacking the police. And do I agree with everything that Sylvan says? No. I don't agree with everything he says or how he says it. I'm sure he doesn't agree with everything I say. We don't have to agree with everything that someone else says. And endorsing one thing that someone says does not mean that you endorse everything that someone says. But I know one thing. We need more exposure like this. So I thank the immigration officers who had the courage to come forward and expose what Keith Bell and others were doing. I thank you. And so all immigration officers are not corrupt. It was the leadership. I thank them. All police officers are not corrupt. It is the leadership. So I'm going to reach out to Sylvans at this time, and I'm going to start the conversation with him. I received several calls today, and it was, I understood the fear of a lot of people. I understood the threats. Steve McKinney received some calls. This is the kind of society we live in, and I don't understand how we could be satisfied with living in this kind of society. How could we? To the point where we as a country are now questioning that a young man got shot for coming on a live. Not getting an answer yet from Sylvans. A young man got shot for coming on a live, and we are wondering if the police or some politicians had something to do with it. In any other country, this would be serious. Very serious. Trying to get Sylvans, we didn't get him on that answer. Let's try him again. So while we have a country that's falling apart, we have politicians that have been partying for the last 3 years while we've been suffering. Someone say he ducking you. Well, he was the excited one talking about this all day. He was sending out voice notes talking about this. So I don't know why he would duck. I don't know if someone got to him. But I know Steve got calls. I got calls. I don't know how they would reach him, but I don't know if he got calls. So keep trying him on this number. You have another number for him too. We'll try that in a second. Okay. Call not being answered, so we don't know what's going on. Okay, I called just now and it went busy. Let me call again. Okay, it's saying he's on another call somehow. I wonder if he's trying to call me the same time I'm trying to call him. Okay, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Someone says the FBI got to him. Okay, we got it ringing, but we're getting no answer. Someone says he's talking to Brave. Yeah, I don't think that he would have just backed down. Because he called me this morning trying, after he saw the show was canceled, trying to make sure that I didn't back out of it because this needed to happen. So we don't know if something is going on with him. Okay, we got no answer again. Let me try another number. We're also texting and we're not getting an answer. Yeah. So again, this is very suspicious because the gentleman was very enthused about this. He called me to make sure that we were still on. So this is very suspicious. And while we're doing this, I just want everyone to know that this is extremely important. If your police force is compromised and if the government has something to do with it, there should be no other conversation happening right now. This is an international incident. And this is extremely important. Let me check my other number to see. You know, it's sad in this country that we even have to be going through this. It's sad in this country that one, we're living in fear constantly in this country, that we're living in fear. Someone says, move on. No. I have to make sure this gentleman is alive. This gentleman was shot during a live video. And I have to make sure that everything is okay. All right. So just bear with me for 1 second. And then we move on. But I got to make sure to see what's going on. Let me just try his other number. Let's see if I can do a quick search. Okay. Okay. Someone says receiving threats is a very serious crime. You can't. Someone says he was just on live. Receiving threat is a very, very serious crime. I asked if we could report that. Since Minister was in power, I've reported threats against me and other people, and nothing has come out of it. We've reported cases of defamation and libel, and nothing. Someone said Sylvan was just on live. Let's check before we do what we got to do and say what we got to say. Okay, let me see.
Anyhow, that's about it. I'm just gonna put it just like this, right? To the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Police it is allegedly okay.
Okay, I don't see where he was live. I saw videos posted.
Listen, y'all stop playing.
All right, so I'm gonna have some people check on him because yeah, I'm gonna have some people check on him. Okay, yeah, I see some people saying that he was just live. I don't see where he was live. Yeah, I don't see where he was live. I see a video. Now this is concerning. All right, let me try. I can try again. Let me just make sure that everything is okay. So Sylvans, if you're watching this, someone says I can't reach him either. Sylvans, if you're watching this and something is wrong, reach out, say something. Let us know what's going on. Okay, not getting an answer. I'll try again in a few minutes while we're doing this. You know, again, we live in a country where crime is out of control. We see people dropping like flies. It's called on Facebook Messenger. Let me try that. No. If Sylvans was available, he would have been answering because he wanted to do this show more than I did. There's political risk in this for me. There's none for him. There's societal risk in this for me. There's none really for him. He wanted to do this show. And so I'm just concerned that why he would disappear unless he was advised from the FBI or the DEA not to go on there and talk. I don't understand why that would be because he's been setting out voice notes, etc. But I think they really don't want his location to be pinpointed. So I don't know if that was a part of it or is a part of it, that they don't want him to be pinpointed through a call. I just want them to know they can't pinpoint you through this call because of how I'm calling you. There's nothing the police in this country can do to track you or to track where you are, as far as I know, because of the way I'm calling you. This is not a regular call. Let me try. Let me take the person's advice and just try Messenger one time. Let me see. I've never Messenger call him apparently. Okay, try in Messenger. Okay, we're not getting through to him. Call ended. No, we're not getting through to him. All right, we'll move on and try again in a few minutes. All right. Now, over all of our platforms, we got, I guess, over like 3,300 people on here. And I know why you're on here, because you really want to know what's going on. You're very interested in what's happening. But what's happening is our country is falling apart. All right? Our country is falling apart. And the reason I decided to give Sylvans a voice, there's certain things I wanted to get out to him and allow him to get out, was because we need more people with courage to save this nation. We are seeing corruption and we are sitting down. Government ministries are seeing it and they don't know what to do. They're saying there's just a bunch of foolishness going on, but they don't know what to do or how to do it. Someone says, F them off him, boy. The country falling apart. And the question is, do we continue with this or do we move forward? They want to distract you with this conversation about marijuana, where they're only going to make sure that their people have access to it anyway, to not just to use it, but to manufacture it and benefit from it. They're going to make sure that only them benefit from it. So let's not be, someone says Lincoln can't fight Haitians, then call on Haitians. Hold on, let's get something straight here. Let's get something very straight. I know that is the ignorant position that the PLP is putting out there because they want to politically confuse you and fool you. I don't fight Haitians. I fight corruption. And I fight illegal immigration. Let's get that straight. If you come here the right way, I have no problem with you. Yes, I'll hire you. I'll partner with you. But come here the right way. I have no problem with Haitians. I have many friends who are Haitians. All right? Someone says Sylvan's online now. So don't get confused with illegal immigration. The PLP and FNM use these Haitians to make money from them, selling them papers under the table. In the New Bahamas, no one is going to have to buy or be able to buy papers under the table. If you qualify to come here, you just come and you come work for us. We want to get rid of the corruption. No one has to pay an extra dollar for anything. We are tired of people, the PLP and FNM, taking advantage of these people every election cycle. And you're going to talk about Lincoln fighting Haitians? I'm not fighting Haitians. I have no problem with Haitians or any humans. I love all people. And if you hate people, you following the wrong person. Don't follow me. I don't hate people. But I hate corrupt governments. I hate the fact that there are Haitians who've been here all their life, did it the right way, applied when they reach 18, they 26, still ain't getting nothing from the government, and then someone who just come here on the boat, paying off politicians and getting their papers straight. That's corruption. I hate the fact that these people are paying 10, 15, 20 grand to corrupt politicians who live in their best life off of you. That's what I hate. No problem with no Haitians or no people out there. There are Haitians people of Haitian descent who walk with us, who want to see change in this country. There are Haitians who don't want corruption to turn this country into what they fled from. I am here for this country that I love and my people that I love. And everyone who loves this country, whether you're American, European, Haitian, Chinese, or whatever, come help us build this country. But don't you ever think because I am defending my land for my children, I got a problem with you. Because anyone who come into my back door without my permission, am I hating them because I telling them don't come to my back door, come knock on my front door and ask me to come in? That's hate? someone jumping into your window in your house, and you tell them, get out this window, go around to the front door. It's not hate. All right? And so we love all people, but we got to do this right. Let's understand that. All right? We got to do this right. Because guess what? I can't go in nobody else's country and do that. I got to defend this. I don't have a problem with a man. I'm going to try to call Sylvans again. I don't have a problem with a man who's fighting for his children, you know. I don't have a problem with a man who's fighting for his children to make sure his children have education and health care and a roof over their head. But I have a problem with another man who will let another man come and take from his children in his country or in his house. If I have a problem, it wouldn't be with the Haitians who come in and paying off to get something for their people, you know. I would have a problem with the Bahamian who letting it happen, the Bahamian who's selling out their country, the Bahamians who's sitting down and not standing up to make sure that their children have a future. Will I continue to fight for me and our children? For mine and your children. And you could sit down and criticize me and say hating someone else. No. I love in your children. Because if you don't want to fight for them, I have to. Why? Because I got to fight for mine. All right, let's try Sylvans again. And if not, we'll hear from him in the future and see exactly what's going on. But I am concerned for his safety because of all the calls that went out today. Someone says, how are you fighting for them? How am I fighting for our children? I am fighting for your children to be able to benefit from their natural resources. You know about that? That's the natural resources that the PLP and FNM lied to you for many years and told you don't exist. I'm fighting for us to benefit from our natural resources. All right? So your children can have a future. I'm fighting for that. So your children can have entitlement to land in this country. Every Bahamian adult will get an acre of land. Every living Bahamian adult. And so that goes on for generations. No, they don't have enough land in any one country to give everybody forever and ever. But those who are alive, an acre of property is 8 properties measured 50 by 100. That's 8 pieces of property. That's 1 acre. And so if an adult who is alive today gets an acre of property, he could split that up between 8 children or 8 future generations so that they have a head start in life. You understand? That's them. We are fighting to get rid of corruption so your children can have a country to come home to. They educate your children, but when your children go away and get educated, come back here or get educated here, they're telling them they're overqualified. They're telling them that they're overqualified. So your children don't have nowhere to go. So your children are leaving this country to go somewhere else when they want to be here. And they are being replaced with someone else's children. That's what I'm fighting for. I'm not against Haitians. I love all people. I'm against a lack of vision in this country. Where's the whistleblower? That's a good question. Where is the whistleblower? As I said, I heard he was putting out voice notes today, excited to come on the show. So actually right now I am, I've been calling his number. I've been calling his number now probably for half hour. And so while that's ringing, The reason I gave Sylvans a platform and an audience is because I met him before once when he was here in the Bahamas, and in meeting him, I saw that he had a genuine concern for persons who were being abused, young people who were being killed, like young men who were being killed, and he felt that the system had something to do with it. And he had a genuine concern for that. And he was reaching out and wanted help. He was reaching out to politicians. He was reaching out to media. And he was reaching out to say, no, we can't just let these young men's lives go in vain. And that's why I gave him an audience, because I saw the genuineness. And so, is he perfect? Is he polished, etc.? That's for God to judge. But when he has the courage to release actual video with persons on it committing serious crimes, that's my focus. Those audio tapes that were released. That's my focus. I hear other stuff going out there. I can't speak for them one way or another. Those audio tapes that released, we need answers. And we don't want to be fooled by them putting SIB to investigate this. Like I told you, SIB are the puppets of the politicians. I keep wording it like that, but what I really mean is that they work for the politicians. You understand? They are the bodyguard. So you see the fellas in suit who walk around with the MPs, with the Prime Minister and MPs, that's SIB. That's fellas who open the door for the Prime Minister, carry his bags, that kind of stuff, answer his phone, hold his phone. That's SIB, who they have investigating. So SIB is in close proximity to the members of Parliament, and that's who you're going to put to investigate this. That's a sham. You can't fall for that. All right? You can't fall for that. So I'm seriously concerned based on the calls that I know that Steve got this morning. I'm concerned by the calls that I know that I got. I don't even pay attention to these silly threats anymore. And so I'm concerned for Sylvans. But of course, we'll keep trying to get in touch with him. Our country has so much potential. Our country has so much potential. They're going to convince you that I'm selling dreams. I can try Sylvans one more time, all right? Then I go open the phone lines and we can talk. They've been trying to convince you that I'm selling dreams, when we have natural resources that they've been lying to you about. And they're telling you that the solution is going to Pintard, who is the head of the party, which has been stealing our natural resources all these years. And they're telling you to go with the PLP, who said that there's no carbon credits. Lincoln is selling dream is not true. Now that's all they're selling. And that's the solution. Let me show you a mystery. Our country has more potential than any country in this world. We're just not using our potential. Let me show you a mystery. The whole world right now is moving towards silicone chips and battery-powered devices, whether it's EV cars, whether it's your laptop, whether your phone. All of these have something in it that's very powerful, a lithium battery. A lithium battery. Watch this. Watch how powerful the new Bahamas is. A lithium battery. Do you know what lithium is? Lithium is a type of salt. It's a type of salt. When they process salt, like molten salt in them, or anyone who's processing salt, there's something that's called a brine that's a kind of a byproduct of it. But you can pull lithium out of that. Salt. We have 13 salt ponds in the Bahamas. and the world is in desperate need of lithium. Someone says, Lincoln, I really believe you and Sylvan said is that you can talk about natural resources. I talk about natural resources every time I open my mouth because this is the most important thing right now. And if you don't understand that every country runs by its natural resources, countries have natural resources so that they can have something to trade with other countries or something to produce to trade with other countries. And it is the power of your country. So when you sit down and praise these Arabs who are, you say, are millionaires and they're rich and there's Arab money, they're using their natural resources. Russia is using its natural resources. China. Do you know why China is number one in EVs? And that's what I was getting to. Because the majority of the products that you need to make an EV, that's electronic vehicle, etc., are found in China. The majority of the materials that you need, including rare earth, cobalt, etc., is found in China. So China, based on what is around them, decided to focus on that, and they took the world over in EVs. They took over Tesla, etc. And so they took the world over in EVs. Why? Because they have everything right there. They have all the components to put it together. You understand? And so that's what they did. And so that's why China is ruling the world with EVs now, especially with this company called BYD. They have all the components. What they don't have, they heavily invested in other countries to make sure that they can control that market and no one can take them over. The Bahamas has certain things. We got plenty sun. We ain't taking advantage of that. We got plenty salt and water. We're not taking advantage of that. Lithium is a type of salt, not made from salt. It's a type of salt. All right? And so we could find ways to extract lithium. That's you need a lot of energy to extract it, the process, but the energy can come from the sea and from the sun. And so what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we go on places like Long Island, for example, that has salt ponds. All right? Long Island. But it also has currents that's running. And so you can use the current for energy, the sun for energy on Long Island and produce lithium. We have sand. You know all the things you can do with sand. And so you can take that sand and create silica. So all the things you need for a phone, the lithium, the glass made from sand, the chips made from sand, everything that you need for the future of the world, the Bahamas has. But all we need is the right leadership. All right? So you asked about it, I answered you. Someone says, right now we want to hear from Sylvan's Mayata. All right? Says, an hour later, 1.4K still online. No, we have much more than that. Remember, we are on several different platforms. You might be watching on my page. My page has 1.4, but we have other platforms with hundreds more people. Let me try Sylvan's again and see what happens. Yeah, and you are correct. I want to hear from him too. I'm sure we'll hear from him in short order. Okay, so we're not hearing from him. And of course, that means we're not. Oh, it actually says call declined. So the call was actually declined. So we didn't just miss the call. So something's going on. So I don't know if the authorities went there. I don't know if the authorities went there and told him to not say anything, but his call, it actually said call declined just now. Okay, so it said call declined. So we don't know what's going on. I guess we can watch and see. The only thing that I can say is that the FBI or the DEA or somebody he's talking to has told him to not go on the phone. Someone says his phone can be traced at any location he's at. Well, a phone company can trace you, except if you're using a Wi-Fi and you use a good VPN and you're not on the phone network. It'll make it more difficult for them to trace you. But yeah, so I'm concerned that the call was just declined. Sometimes that man is under investigation, right? He probably is. Of course, they have to investigate everything. When an incident happens, they have to look at every angle of it. All right. So I know who should be under investigation. Some persons in our leadership should be under investigation. That's who should be under investigation. All right. I think so. He is threatened. All right. Phone lines open 803-5995. 803-5995. You can call us in 803-5995. I want to show you, for the rest of y'all who staying here, I'm going to show you a document that's going to blow your mind. All right. This document blew my mind, especially when I saw that NIB is going up. When I saw this document, this made me so friggin' angry. It's unbelievable. I can show you this document right now from NIB. Okay, we missed that call. I'm going to show you this document. All right, we have another call online. Y'all wait to see this document, all right? It's mind-blowing. Good afternoon, you're live. Okay, that's from a private number, and we lost them. All right, I want to show you a document. I got to redact something off it. Just give me a second. I'm going to show you this document. This from, the fact that NIB is going up. I can show you how they was teething. Yeah, I got documents. NIB was teething. All right. Hold on. Caller, I sorry it took so long to answer. You can call back. This document right here, NIB was stealing from the Bahamian people. I can show you all the documents. See, I don't talk unless I got documents. Let me just redact something from this. Okay, let me take the call. Good afternoon, you're live.
Hello, Lincoln. Thank you for taking my call.
How you doing? Go ahead.
Lincoln, thank you. I'm doing just fine. Thank you. Watching your show. I want to say that you are a great Bahamian and a very courageous Bahamian, and we're all proud of you.
Yeah. Thank you.
I wanted to also share a tidbit of information. I know you are fully aware of what I'm going to say, but for the benefit of the listening audience, there is one of the most powerful pieces of law that is on the books in the United States is an act called the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. This act bars American companies from bribing foreign officials.
That is correct.
This law sends CEOs shaking and running and hiding.
Yeah.
We have contracts that are signed with American companies for the mining of our resources, and people who are unaware, unsophisticated. I'm not talking down to anybody, but people say, "Oh, we have contracts. There's nothing to do with a contract. There's nothing to do with a contract." BS. We have the right to sue.
Now let me just help you there, because that's what the PLP and the FNM are pushing to people who don't know, so that they feel hopeless that we can't benefit from our natural resources. They're saying, "Oh, the people already have the contract. There's nothing you can do." You're correct. I know what you're going to say. I'm going to let you say it, but I also want people to know that no one has the exclusive for any natural resource that they are mining. All right. So Morton Salt doesn't have an exclusive to do salt in the Bahamas. They don't. All right. Someone could do salt right next to them. They have a lease for the area that they are using, and they have a license to do so. But anyone else, 100 other people can do salt in the Bahamas. No one has exclusive on our aragonite. The Sandy Key lease, which I've revealed to the public, has a area that they lease, a CBI that they lease that they can use, but someone can set up right next to them. All right, Bahama Rock doesn't have the exclusive to do limestone. So that's the lie that they're putting out there to make you think, oh, see, we can't get it. And then the other lie is that it belongs to the queen or the king, which is also nonsense. But they're saying that to make you feel that it's hopeless, that you can't get what belongs to you. Go ahead, my brother.
Right. Well, you said it. You said it all. But just to reiterate that, if we brought a lawsuit against any of these companies, the courts will give subpoena rights so we can uncover all of their documents, all of their secret deals, and then all of these contracts will be unraveled because all of these contracts are based on private deals and bribery deals that couldn't stand the light of day. So
Wow.
I'm just frustrated when I hear, the cronies and the people speaking out of ignorance about a contract. It's a contract. You can't do nothing about a contract. This is such hogwash.
Yeah, that's absolute nonsense.
I would love to see the day when a lawsuit is brought against any of these companies. I guarantee you. I mean, they will cave in a second because they know they're going to jail.
Yeah.
So that's all I wanted to say because I'm so frustrated hearing people who brainwashed by that. Frustrated about really is our leaders thinking that we're all still stupid, that we're still in the 1960s or 70s.
Yeah.
These guys are not even bright.
Is mine.
These guys are low level, if any talented at all.
Yeah.
They're just a bunch of despots.
Yeah.
And we need to as what they really are, just a bunch of despots.
Yeah. But thank you for your call. We have other people trying to call in. I see some U.S. numbers trying to call in. I don't know if that's Sylvan, but
thank you so much.
All right, thank you, my brother. Okay, how do I get to this call? Okay, it's a different number. Good afternoon, you're live.
What's going on, brother? Peace, love, and prosperity. What's happening?
Boy, I know this voice.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
Was everything good, Mr. Making it happen? I see you making it happen.
How things in Canada, man?
Waiting, stirring things right now. Trying not to complain.
All right, awesome.
Let me lay this on the line for the Bahamian people. This ain't something which just come up yesterday or day before for years. You understand?
Yeah.
I myself been speaking on this matter and persons.
Yes, you have.
3, 4 years. You understand? I spoke to higher heights. Persons who was down to Wayne Manuel, I personally called Wayne on his phone and expressed my concerns about some of these same individuals, these same corrupt police officers with factual evidence. And 1 minute, the conversation as if they're on the side with the people, and then when persons are placed inside of a different driver's seat, everything changes.
Yeah.
Now where we stand, and this is the problem, and put the coalition on the side, put the PLP on the side, put the FNM on the side. We all as Bahamians are failing.
Yeah.
Because of one thing, the whole division, Lincoln, is because everybody don't want to lose their seat.
Yeah.
But if you're sitting down inside of a seat and you know that it's not your seat, and somebody is sitting in the wrong seat, the country corruption is not going to change. Michael Johnson, that is Mr. Michael Johnson, voice on the voice note.
Yes.
I say it, Kenny Major say it, all right? Any real man who wait next to him, who wait with him, his mother, his father, his kids, his wife, knows that is his voice.
Yeah.
And this is the problem. So how is it? And I can let you talk right now. You're going long-winded sometimes.
Go ahead, man.
How is it, right? If I've been accused, and when I was accused of threats of death, okay, I was picked up by police officers on many occasions because of what somebody said I said, without factual proof, but because they verbally stated I said something, okay? Now, here it is. This is an individual who is on recorded, who are on recordings, apostrophe S, okay? People can verify his voice. Why is he only leave? Why is he not incarcerated for such action?
Yeah.
And the ugly truth and the ugly truth behind everything is we are just looking at a man. It is not a man right now. To remove Michael Johnson from where he needs to be removed from and place him where he needs to be placed. God don't move in ones, he don't move in twos, he's moving threes.
Yeah.
So now we gotta talk about his prosecutors. See, because hey, we gonna go deep, let's go deep. Because the prosecutors was ex-police, correct me if I'm wrong. 95% of the prosecutors were ex-police officers.
Yeah.
So if I am washing your hand, aren't you going to wash my hand? So now we're going to dig up inside of the judicial system, and they're going to say, quote unquote, because of a criminal, because Simmons he's a Haitian, because he's inside of the country, so on and so forth. But we have facts. We have something that we didn't have for a long time.
Wow.
We have facts. We have 6 young men who yet with video cameras, footages. The mother, Miss Bastian from Camp Road, that woman is still, she lost daughters after that. Miss Bastian still crying. They say, oh, they don't know what happened. These fellas got released. Same scenario, brother.
Wow.
Same scenario. Released from police custody. Ankle monitors on some of the individuals, and they died. Look at the 3 guys. Coffin Road. Roy got killed in the car with Alcott Forbes.
That's correct.
I've been screaming. They put him on leave. Look at Mr. Anderson killed Jarvis in Exoma. They took that young man, the weed, holding the gun in his hand with the young man bleeding out for a bag of weed. Yet still, none of these individuals are serving time.
Wow.
But yet still, you'll ask young people, and sometimes God is used a vessel just to bring the message because it has to be said. But yet still, we crucify these young youths. Say, why you all moving with this and why you all moving like that? How can we be better if we're not taught better? How can we walk in God's ways if these people who we looking up to doing dirty things to us, bro?
Yeah.
I in Canada, somebody said to me the other day, oh, come on, why am I coming home if even right now I get threats? So when you say they threatening your life, Lincoln, I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that for you, and I applaud you. I don't say this to much people. I love you, brother.
Thank you, man. Love you too, man.
And yes, and sometimes what we want, it isn't what God help us right now. Just wait a little bit longer. Just wait a little bit longer. You feel me?
Yeah.
But Lincoln, and do this for me. Don't just let this be a temporary high for us inside of the Bahamas, man. And to the Bahamian listeners also, let's not wait until death come to our doorstep. Whether it be righteously, unjustly, one life lost is one too many. Don't wait. Mr. Michael Fox, he's crying for his son. Next week it may be your son, it may be my son. God forbid. But if we try to put something on these people so they can be held accountable, from now we can preserve many lives. We can preserve so many freaking lives, Lincoln. And Michael Johnson, and guess what I think would be the best thing, you know? If the government have any, if Mr. Philip Graham Davis, hopefully you can hear this. Mr. Wayne Roosevelt Monroe, hopefully you can also hear this. Okay? If you all can hear this, right? If you're talking about change and wanting the people to love you all and respect you all, hold one hostage. The Bible says, if I can find one just amongst you all, maybe I can say so. But not one of them, not one of our heads, not one of the people who be, because I just don't get it. What else you all want?
Yeah.
You all think that God asking you all to say, hey, you all sacrifice one for me because these people have been crying for so long and you all can't see the arm of God just begging you all, and everybody wondering why. Sacrifice us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Keep your foot on the fire.
Thank you, man. Blessings. Thank you, man. I got one document to show you all with NIB, but I can take this out of caller first. You can call 803-5995, and you can call WhatsApp or regular call. But when I saw this document, I understood why NIB is out of money. I understood. They've been thieving NIB money. And I got a document to prove it. And they're making us pay for it. Caller, you live.
Hey, hello?
Good day, you're live.
Yeah, my Lincoln, that's me. the way you gotta understand the politicians just like we understand the people. The politicians them now they don't know. Like for example, when the Aglet them come in the front of us and say, hey, look here, only me will benefit of our chains.
Yep.
He know at the end of the day, see, I don't blame him, but you know at the end of the day, what we going to do, the worst would come out of that is you would have marched in front of the House Assembly for 2 days, or I could turn off the news for about 1 day. So I don't know what happen. I could list, you see the mobsters and the gangsters, he calling out their pages, laughing and joking, everybody go through randomly. We all know these situations. But at the end of the day, it only could be a talk, and the government know at the end of the day, if you wait over a week and just be quiet enough, the storm could die down and everything could turn as normal. So all we got to do is chill out. This is a normal course. This is not new to the Bahamas. So my thing is, even all this resources and thing, I understand what you're talking about. But the thing is, that's what we got to change first. For us to actually put that 2-day care situation, see at the end of the day, this is what they've been doing. They saying at the end of the day, we don't know whatever we do, they can rumble and make noise. Like, when I used to be a part of the union, the hotel, let me sure they used to do. When everybody on the floor, I could do this, I could do that, boy, I can't wait till the union come. When the union come, you know what they doing? They ain't calling no names, boy, listen to me. When the union say, what's your situation? Well, these monsters be joking, they be doing a bunch of foolishness. But when you go on the floor with your friends, Miss Sharon, nobody's meeting her about that situation what happened on the third floor and this and that. See, my thing is, we ain't get no balls or we really don't care.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's a hybrid now for us. Because then evidence come out. And even Fernando, everybody know, even MPs know, everything we minding y'all only about the hype.
Yeah.
All we gotta do is chill out for a week. Hey, prolong the situation. And y'all gonna forget this. You know what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna mumble amongst each other and say, yeah, they dirty. But so what? What y'all gonna do? So what? You can go on Lincoln being show and Lincoln can talk over and over and then talk about Raganite. So what? When they ain't gonna do nothing, I don't care. But y'all chill out. You even people ain't gonna do nothing, but see the thing is, people don't understand it, but I can be honest. In my belief, like Tupac said, at 1 minute you come to the door and you ask for food, you knocking, they ain't gonna let you in. You knocking louder and louder, they ain't gonna let you in. They showing you the food, they eating in front of you now, but they know you don't do nothing. So you know what you finally gotta do? We got into a third world country degree. We gotta kick in that door. To be all honest, we gotta kick in that door and show them we ain't play anyway.
All right.
That marching foolishness, I don't aggravate. Sorry. I don't want to incite violence, but my thing is, that marching in the front of Parliament, where these niggas don't go home while you marching in front of an empty building, or you being in the news for 2 days. Listen to me. If I can steal thousands of dollars and I know you only can march in front of my house, not even in front of my house, why work for 2 days and you can be on the news for 1 week?
That's powerful. Caller got to run. I got to take some other calls, all right?
All right, let's say it, man.
Thank you.
Look at the people first before we start worrying about these issues right now. The people ain't checking.
All right. Thank you. I just want you to know that there was no time that we had change in this country where the people was checking. The people have always been afraid. I want you to know that in 1967, the majority of people voted against the PLP. Write this down. Just over 19,400 people voted for the UBP. 18,400, just over, I think 408, voted for the PLP. And 2,100 and 2,300 respectively voted for the independents and the Labour Party. All right? And that means that the majority of people, the vast majority of people, almost 60% of the people voted against the PLP. But when it's time for change, change coming, bro. Almost 60% of people, just short of it, voted against black people running this country. Voted against a change. But guess what? A change still coming. Isn't that powerful? Let me take another call. Calling you live. Good day.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, I can make this very, very short. I need you to play that voice note again for people. One clip. The man who got suspended because his voice note
with the police.
He is literally saying the commissioner of police said that he's leaving the country so they don't put pressure on him. I don't understand how people do that out. That he's that right there says that he's involved. Like he's literally saying, okay, yeah, you're coming. I'll leave the country so that they don't put pressure on me for him when he comes in. Anybody pick that up?
Yeah, I heard they said that he is out of town. I didn't pick up that they were saying as the commissioner says that. I think they was saying that I think he was saying that they couldn't put no pressure on Michael.
No, listen to it again.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to that again.
He said he's gonna leave so they don't put no pressure on you because he said that he's in charge and that's what they can do to him. Anyway, I leave it at that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I can listen to it again and we can push that out there and make sure the whole country has that. If that's the case. Thank you for seeing that.
That's a big difference.
All right. Thank you so much. 803-5995 is the number. I will show everyone a document. All right. I will show everyone a document. So if you just tuning in, we scheduled to be on the show with Sylvan. Sylvan has put out several voice notes saying he's going to be on the show today. I know that Steve McKinney got calls, causing us to not be able to put the show on the radio. I got calls threatening me about putting the show there with him, with Sylvan's, and I even got a call from a police officer, but I think they were just concerned. It sounded threatening-ish, but I won't take it as a threat. All right. But I'll leave that there. And so now we are calling Sylvan's, and he confirmed, he called to confirm he is not answering, and the call was declined at one point. So I don't know if someone has his device or what's going on. All right. So we'll see what happens with that. I want to show you a document for those who are still on here. All right. I want to show you a document. This document, let me put this up on the screen. Can't see that good, hey? Can't see that good. I got make it bigger. I can make it bigger so y'all can see that. I want to see that good. I want to zoom in and make sure you see it good. There we go. Good afternoon. You're live.
Good evening, Mr. Bean. How are you?
I'm awesome, man. How you doing?
I'm good. I just wanted to ask, do you feel like you were pressured not to appear with Mr. Sylvan's, or like, do you feel like there's like people like kind of controlling the situation, the narrative?
Yes, there was a lot of pressure being put on me to not appear with Sylvan's. A lot of pressure.
Wow.
There were threats. I received 2 threats. Another call. I won't take it as a threat. I won't even repeat it. And then I got other calls discouraging me from doing it. Basically, saying that these kind of people, they turn on these concerned people. These people kind of people, they turn you 1 minute, they with you, next minute they attacking you, et cetera, et cetera. And some people saying, "Oh, this fella is incredible. Why would you even talk to him?" and that kind of stuff. And I feel that that's why we lose, because we don't talk to the regular Bahamian. We feel that the regular Bahamian isn't good enough, and that's not my stance. I believe that every Bahamian will have a say, and that's why we're going into island states and city government, because the people are going to rule themselves moving forward, because no politician better than you. You should know what should happen in your community, and that's why we're going to change the mindset of the people, and we're going to take the power from the politician. And so they don't think I should associate or talk to him. If that man had the courage to do what he did, I'm not speaking about anything else that he does or anything else that he says. You could separate one thing from the next. All right?
Sorry, Mr. Bean, one more thing. If you can speak to potential whistleblowers in the future, about coming forward with information about, the country. Like, what would you say to those people, Mr. Dan, with the information that can change the course of the country?
I think that those people should definitely continue to come forward, because we need a country that we can live in. We need a country where we don't have to worry about corruption. We have a Whistleblower Act that's in place right now. They don't talk about it, but the Freedom of Information Act, they've not enacted it, but only one part of it they've enacted, and that is the whistleblower section of it. And so whistleblowers are protected, and that's why it was difficult for them to even try to do anything to those persons who were speaking out in immigration, all right? Because we've already put laws in place to protect them. You are protected not just by our local laws now, but also by the international community and international laws. And so we need to keep these politicians' feet to the fire. Why should only them be eaten, man? Tell me how I'm wrong for saying this. Why is it that they should be benefiting and they should be making all this money while the Bahamian people suffer? How could we be satisfied with that? How could we? No. It's time for all Bahamians to benefit from what is ours. And I'm going to say that until people get blue in the face. I'm tired of me talking about our natural resources, but you see, ignorance is power. Ignorance is power, not knowledge. Ignorance is power. And the reason they keep you ignorant of natural resources and how things work, everything you consumed is made from a natural resource that some country benefited from. The furniture, the trees had to come somewhere to get that wood to build the furniture. Everything you are consuming is from a natural resource. The wealth of the world is from the natural resources. But they never told you that. All they told you was to work and to slave. Like Dr. Miles said in the sermon, they teach you to pick cotton. They didn't teach you how to turn cotton into cloth. They could teach you how to mine the salt, but they ain't gonna teach you how to refine the salt. And so that's what they've been doing to us. And that's why we don't expect that, because we don't know the value of anything. That's why they could be dredging in Grand Bahama all those years and we don't rise up and overthrow them to get a piece of the pie. Because as far as we're concerned, that's just dirt. Why do they keep playing with this dirt? Why do they just keep digging this thing? Anyway, I ain't worth nothing. That's just dirt. And when someone rises up, they try to discredit them. They talk bad about them. They tell you the person is a liar, there's a crook, all this kind of stuff. They vilify everyone who wants to empower the people, like how they vilify Jesus, call him the devil and everything else. So you could listen to the real crooks and continue to get robbed. Isn't that serious? I want to show you something. Let me show you something. I want you to watch this. All right? Watch this. Everyone who's still on here watching, watch this. Yeah, NIB just went up on July 1st, right? I decided to pull this document up good so you could see this good. I redacted information from this so you can't really see who they was dealing with, right? This is, you see, this NIB, the National Insurance Board. Now watch what this letter is for. Procurement and installation of medical gas for the Abaco and Exuma healthcare facilities located in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, and Georgetown, Exuma. So NIB was buying, installing of medical gas. So that's the tanks and all that stuff, right? Procurement and installation of medical gas for Abaco and Exuma healthcare facilities. So not only did they pay for the facilities, but the gas and thing in it, the gas tanks, they had to give someone a contract for. Now watch this. We refer to our correspondence dated, I removed the date so they can't see what it is, confirming our intent to engage the company, procure and install the following list of equipment in both Abaco and Exuma Healthcare Facility at $7,400 per facility, right? $7,400 per facility, right? And so here is what they were charging, all right? And I got this from within NIB. I didn't get this from the actual companies that's involved, but I still decided to redact this, all right? So I didn't get this from that company at all, but I just want you to know that I got my hands on this from NIB. So it says, this is what they are procuring, right? Oxygen, gas, large tank. This is deposit, this is how much they pay, etc. 5,000, etc. Right? And then the nitrous oxide, large tank, and then how much they pay. All right, this is one of the documents. I have a whole slew of these, right? Of these documents. And so the Nassau Insurance Board advises, all right, and all this kind of stuff here. And this is the signature of National Insurance Board, Teresa Burrows. Call a hold the line. Give me 1 sec. So why is National Insurance, with our money, buying gas and gas tanks? This is oxygen tanks and all that kind of stuff for the clinics. How are you taking our NIB money to do what the tax money is supposed to go for? And this, and I have a whole slew of these. This is just one. All right, I have a whole slew of these. How you take our money buying things like this? This is why NIB is increasing. It has nothing to do with the fact that there are more beneficiaries now than people who pay in. They've been spending NIB money for whatever they want, willy-nilly. Let them come explain this. Let them come explain what they've been spending NIB money on. See there, National Insurance Board. Somebody explain that to me. And this is one document. There are many documents where I can show you that they were spending NIB money, just straight out NIB, you know, not giving a loan to the PHA, and then PHA got to pay the loan back with interest, and then whatever they do with it, we make benefit. No, they was just treating NIB like that was the slush fund. And this is proof of that. Let's go to phone lines. Good afternoon. You're live.
Mr. Ben, how are you?
I'm awesome.
That's good. Marvin Gibson here.
Hey, Marvin Gibson. How you doing? How's Eleuthera, man?
Eleuthera is wonderful. Listen, but in spite of the struggle,
yes,
they load shedding in some areas right now.
Wow.
There's no waters in some areas right now. Hardship is a disaster with no water. People are going through. But listen, we are troopers. We just need to be with the government to do their jobs.
Wow.
It is a struggle, and people are going through a whole lot. It is very difficult. Wimsey Spider just went down to the check today. Wimsey Spider is still having issues with their internet services. The BPL knocked the lines down some 3 weeks ago plus, and that has not been resolved. And then Wimsey Spider's been having intermittent electricity services. So it is just a lot on the poor people of Eleuthera.
Wow.
It's difficult. It's a lot of stress. And all we're getting is a lot of promises, trying to about these situations getting resolved. Every day there's a picture about some solution to this problem, and then by that evening the problem continues to persist. And so the people of Eleuthera are really going through. And it really should not be that 51 years after independence, the people of Eleuthera have to be traveling up and down with bottles in their cars, trying to find water from different taps or from other locations, so that they can bathe, or persons bathing out of gallon bottles.
What?
Literally bathing out of gallon bottles. Palmetto Point has already gone through 16 days being without water. Palmetto Point is now again without water for another 6-7 days right now.
Wow.
And so the people of Eleuthera are going through. It is just a lot on them. It is a lot on them. And it is a struggle because there is no end in sight to what's happening. Right now, Rock Sound, they are currently enduring load shedding right as we speak. You understand? And there is no end in sight. We can only hope that there's talk about the equipment is old. They only have one engine. It's just too much. But the thing is, the government is doing some road work. And mind you, I'll give good credit to the companies, the camps, and the seminars are doing an excellent job with the road. But there are some persons who are upset with us because we are not excited about the road. But how can you be excited about the road when you have to deal with the discomfort of not having the basic necessities?
Wow.
Water and electricity and your cable services, so your communication is interrupted.
Cable?
Oh yeah, because remember now, the internet service in Memphis, like I told you, once BPL truck knocked down the wiring, it affected all of their services in that area. And so, and mind you, but this has been an issue in a lot of other communities as well. So it is just now exacerbated by these other little things that are happening. You know, so it's a lot that the people are dealing with.
So if I'm able to come there next week, you'll be able to take me around and show me what's going on?
It depends on what day you come, because I have a day job. But I know some people are here waiting to take you around.
Oh my God.
Every time I talk to them, they ask me, when Lincoln Bain is talking to you, when is he coming? Are you giving him the issues? Are you letting him know what's happening? When is he coming? So persons are here waiting to take you around so that you can see what people are going through, what they're experiencing, the difficulties that they are facing in these various communities on Eleuthera, particularly in Central and South Eleuthera.
Wow.
It is a crisis.
All right.
I know once today because I listened to you when you started your show and you were talking about the police officers and you're talking about their credibility and you were talking about how not all police officers are bad. And I have come on here to agree with you 1,000%. Lincoln, I talk to police officers almost on a daily basis. We have a lot of good officers on the force. We have a lot of credible officers on the force. We have a lot of officers that we can trust. However, Lincoln, we have a problem. We have those voice notes. Sylvanus Batea did not show up on your show today. That may affect his credibility, but it does not change the fact that those voice notes are now in public domain. The people have heard them. They heard a senior police officer and an officer of the legal profession compromising with a criminal to pay a $200,000 bribe to hide a $1 billion robbery.
Wow.
That creates serious credibility issues with the force. This senior officer is leading the division of the force that is responsible for investigations. That therefore means that every matter that he is currently involved in is compromised. Every matter that lawyer is involved in is compromised. The force now has a serious trust problem because people are no longer trusting the force. And it does not matter that we have good officers, because if the head has a problem, people, I could talk to the constable and the sergeant who are good officers, but then if I can't trust the head, it's still a problem.
Yeah.
And so the force has a serious credibility problem. And the only way that this situation can be resolved is when the Prime Minister of the Bahamas moves forward and removes both the commissioner and the deputy. They both have to go to establish two. And there has to be a massive turnaround within the force, the way they're structured, the way things are done in order for people to have their trust restored in the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
Yeah.
As long as these gentlemen are there, we will always have this trust problem.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I just have to say that. Thank you so much for accommodating me.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. And so,
God bless.
yeah. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we need a reset in this whole country. The whole thing is broken. And so we need a full reset and a redo. The politicians, the PLP and FNM have been swinging you all this time. And so, you'll swing this way, swing that way, and get swinged constantly, thinking that they're different or that you voting different. You think that if you don't vote for Brave this time and vote Pinta, something can change? No. They can still be working together. They can still be partners in our homes, taking all the crown land, putting piece of house on it, and selling it to you for $500,000. Yeah, because that's if you calculate your payments and your fees and all that, that's what you're going to pay in the end. They're going to still be benefiting from high electricity bills for you, all right, which is because they benefit from the oil. All right. And so they're working together on that. And they're going to go solo with some of it now so that they can say they reduced it for you. But if you pay anything for that solo, which should be free, you're paying too much. All right, and so we don't want Bahamians to suffer anymore in this country, man. We want a new Bahamas, and we want a total reset. We want to press that reset button and start over, because this Bahamas ain't working. These fellas rape and rob this country till it's down to nothing. All right, and if you want that to continue, then that's on you. But if you want a country with vision that can use the resources that we have and focus on those areas, if we got tourism and all this kind of stuff, and we got the shipping port, etc., let's own the cruise ships. Come on, man. If we got a free port right there, let's go into shipping. Come on, man. If we got the salt, why aren't we looking at all the areas that you can use salt for and going into those industries? Why not? Because there's no vision. And a small group of politicians only do what them and their financial backers could benefit from. So only a couple of businesses that anyone could be interested in, because there's only a certain amount of hours in the day. That's why we left with lacking so badly, because they're just busy every day waking up seeing what they can get, not what we, the people, can benefit. And so this is where we need to change. All right. If you want something different, you got to vote different this time. It's simple as that. All right. So I think the phone lines stop ringing. I'm going to end there for today. I really want to hear from Sylvans. If anyone has contact for him, I'm going to keep trying to get in touch with him. And I'm going to call the FBI if I have to. If I don't hear from him in short order, I'm literally going to call the FBI to find out exactly what's going on with him. He was excited about being on this show. And all of a sudden, we're not getting an answer. And the call is being rejected. Someone said a minute ago, Lincoln is tired. Listen, Lincoln just getting started. I don't want you to think for 1 second. All right? No, I sleep because I have so much work to do. There's so much people calling me with their issues, and every issue I have to research. You don't just go and talk stuff to the hair. I have to make sure that I'm effective. There's people that we're fighting for on a daily basis. Not even 1% of what we do is out there to the Bahamian people. All right? We don't go public with everything that we do. All right? But we are fighting for change every single day. And so I'm going to put these two links up here, these two QR codes, and the links is now coming to wherever you're watching this from. That's the link. I'm live every Sunday at 5 p.m. You don't have to ask if I'm going live. I'm going to be live. And I could have extra lives on other days. So that's our GoFundMe and direct our website. You can go direct to our website and sponsor the movement. Don't just encourage us and tell us to keep going. We don't care if it's $5. Obama got $1 here and $1 there, and he raised $1 billion to do what he has to do. We need this to happen. So fund the movement, sponsor the movement. All right, that's the GoFundMe, and then you also have the direct link to pay with your credit cards. All right, if you're in the U.S., you have to use the GoFundMe. If in the Bahamas, you can use the GoFundMe or the other link. All right, and so please sponsor the movement. We're going to continue doing what we have to do. Our youth are going to be having their elections on Saturday, and so if you want to be a part of that, our youth are having their elections on Saturday. So just look at our social media pages and we'll post the information. All right. Just look at our social media pages. All right. So we'll give you an update on what's going on with Sylvans when we hear from him. But this is a serious situation, y'all. This is a serious situation. This isn't just, and thank you for those persons who are scanning or clicking on the link, scanning the QR code. I'll put it up there for you again in case that's the first one. Oh, that's the GoFundMe. And if you're in the U.S. or the Bahamas, you can use that. And this is the other link. And if you're in the Bahamas, you can use this. All right. So you can use either one of them. We need change in this country desperately. These guys have no vision, and they want to continue raping and robbing us. All we want to do is stand up. We've ratified about half of our candidates now. And so our candidates are on the streets. We're going to have an official ratification soon so that you can officially present them to the Bahamian public. We are proud of the people that we are putting forward, real Bahamians who want to see real change. We are proud of these doctors and lawyers and accountants, but also real Bahamians from all walks of life who want to see that change. Not the typical politician, but qualified persons who are ready to fight for this change that you can trust with a new government. Thank you for all of you who are scanning the barcode. Thank you. All right. And so if you want to GoFundMe, that's the GoFundMe there also. All right. And you can GoFundMe, you can do anonymous if you don't want your name to be on there. So just want you to understand that too. Just there's a check button to say don't you put your name out there. All right. So we need that. And do this last call and then we'll be out of here. Good afternoon, you're live. Good afternoon, you're live. Yeah, this is my private number, so you can call me later.
So you can call the live so I can pass you something?
I'm on the live, so later when I finish the live, you can call me.
Okay.
All right, no problem. I receive about 100 calls a day from people who need help, who just need food or, just trying to survive every single day. People are hurting and suffering in this country. We need change, all right? And the change we're offering is real change. And so what the media is going to do is they're going to try to paint us as rebel rousers, like we only go there and rob, because they only show us when we're out there protesting and fighting and standing up. They don't show these kinds of situations where we're talking to the Bahamian people and educating the Bahamian people and actually allowing people to ask us questions. Someone says, get a Michael Fox on your show. So yeah, I'll reach out to him. And so they're going to just try to paint us as, we're not presidential, but the caliber of candidates that are coming forward, real qualified persons, we are confident that the Bahamian people are gonna be ready to let them run this country. And, and it's just running for a short bit, because you go run yourself. The plan of the COI is for the Bahamian people to govern this country. Although they get screenshot this and say I was doing the PLP sign. I've been doing this from I was a boy, and I know PLP. All right. So the plan is for you to govern yourselves. All right. And so I want to thank all of you for tuning in. Tune in every Sunday at 5 o'clock. We got some real discussions that really matter. For persons who are interested in trading stocks and trading Bitcoin, etc., hit me up, reach out to me. And I'm not in that business or doing anything, but I just want to give Bahamians opportunities. So if you're interested in mining Bitcoin, you're able to do that. And that's mining from scratch. I'll probably do a little thing on that to separately, probably on Zoom, to let people know about it, because there's opportunities coming up. That's where the real money is. That's where all the foreigners making the money. Or if you're interested in trading options, stocks, and that kind of stuff, just stay tuned. All right, I'm not going to do it yet, but once August rolls around, I'll start talking to persons about that. So again, it's not any business that I'm in or I'm interested in doing, but just kind of point people in the right direction. All right, we need all the opportunities we can get as a people, because they're raping and robbing us. Last thing I want to say, I had a conversation with some parking boys at Super Value out west now, City Market. And I was asking them, because they see it every day, about the groceries. And they were like, they hardly see people with a whole full grocery shopping cart, trolley. It's like they don't really see that, And sometimes the person only has a couple of stuff, so they don't even really need a parking boy to deal with that. So it causes the parking boy to make less money because people aren't buying a lot, and they feel it's because, and these are the boys, they feel it's because everything is so expensive now, and it's affecting them and their bottom line, and that's powerful that the parking boys see that. Our country is going to hell in a handbasket, and the reason they're keeping inflation high and not doing anything about it is because they're able to collect more taxes. If a carton of egg costs $1, they get 10 cents from that. But if a carton of egg costs $5, they get 50 cents from that. You see the difference for one carton of egg? And so it's better for them to let inflation be high so they could make more money taxing you. Think about that. And so the parking boys noticed that, but we ain't noticing it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. We're looking. I'm going to keep searching for Sylvan to see what's going on with him. Someone says he flopped. No, something has to have happened to cause that, because he was excited about this all day. All right. So let's see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you. I love you. We are fighting for this country, and we have to fight for this country